What up, producer homies? This is Bastion back again for another quick tutorial, this time on Wave's Smack Attack. It's a transient shaper. If you don't have a transient shaper, you should get one, and I'll tell you why it should be this one. Alright, let's just dive right in. So I just threw some clips together in basically a stripped down version of my Ableton session template. Feel free to check out my other video where I do a deep dive on that. So this is basically my default audio track too, and I just want to point out that Smack Attack is right up there at the top of the chain, loaded up, off by default, but it's there on every single track, and I think by the end of this video, you'll see why. So here's what Smack Attack looks like, and I'm just going to increase the size of the window right here. Just going to do a quick overview of the interface. As you can see, two main knobs here, one for attack, one for sustain. They do pretty much what you would expect. You can boost the attack of the transient, make it punchier, or you can soften the initial attack of the transient. And with the sustain knob, you can actually extend the volume of the transient to be longer, or you can quickly reduce the volume after the transient, essentially working like a gate or a compressor, which is, partly what makes this such a powerful plugin and such a step up from, your average freebie. Now up here we have the audio graph, which actually visualizes the waveform of the sound that you're working with. And as you can see, it's got two pairs of lines that help you set the sensitivity of these knobs, basically letting you decide how much of the sound or the waveform is going to get affected by the attack and sustain knobs. Right beneath that, you've got your attack shape and your duration settings. The sharper attack slopes are going to be punchier and sharper, and the wider slope is going to have a slightly softer attack and a longer, warmer transient. And for the sustain, this basically refers to like the shape of the release of the envelope of this compressor. So say we're like boosting the sustain of a sound. This would be a linear tapering of the effect. This would be non-linear, so it goes away faster, while this one has a slower, longer release and also a softer attack. And then these duration sliders right underneath the shapes, these let you hone it in even further. It's a sliding scale from 0.3 to 500 milliseconds. So let's see how this sounds on this basic drum loop for starters. I'm just going to do a little A-Bing. Pretty clear difference right off the bat, just at 20. I'm now going to turn down the sensitivity, which is going to affect less of the sound. So as you can see, those blue bars, they're only really covering the transients. You can hear a big difference between the slow slope and the needle slope. Really accentuating the snare. I'll usually just leave it on this middle setting, which is pretty fast, especially for drums. These first two are perfect for drums. Now let's mess with the sustain knob. You can really hear it on the cymbal. Now let's see what happens when I turn it down. This is a great way to kill reverb in a drum loop. Makes the drums super tight. So as you can see, this is like a really pretty powerful sound design tool. You can like completely change the character of the sound. Okay, now let's try it on this little guitar loop. Normally I would never set it up like this, but... So yeah, as you can see, once again, like, you can really control the sound in way more than just like making the transients a little punchy, you know? Okay, so I like these settings for the guitar, so let's hear it all together. Cool. So down here at the bottom, the one area I didn't cover yet, as you can see, we've got a nice little dry wet knob if you want to do some parallel processing. You've also got this output knob, which lets you reduce the gain on the way out. This is helpful because you are definitely like adding a bunch of gain when you start cranking these. And over here on the guard meter, this basically just tells you if you're clipping or not, and then lets you decide how to handle that clipping. So as you can see, we are clipping a little bit. So this first option is a fast limiter. It's not gonna let your sound go above 0. The clip option obviously is going to let your transients clip, which means that the loudest peaks are gonna get some extra distortion, saturation on there. And then the off, which is usually what I have this set to, it basically just does nothing. It's just gonna pass your audio on through the chain, and you can gain stage however you like. If I see that I'm really in the red, if I'm like really cranking something, I'll definitely like turn down the output probably, just to like start some gain staging. I don't want to be coming in too hot, but just for curiosity's sake, let's see how they sound. Oh yeah, Clip City. The kick especially. Let's try limit. Not bad. But you can still hear it does affect the sound quite a bit. Yeah, we lose all the low end with limit. We lose the sustain, the boominess, because the limiter comes in and clamps it down right after the attack. So yeah, I like to keep it on off for that reason. I don't like to really color my sound with this, unless that's really what you're going for. I mean, I could see someone really wanting to get that kind of clip sound. Why not just crank it? Anyway, don't worry about that. So yeah, hopefully you can see why Waves Smack Attack is, you know, one of the best transient shapers out there. All right, hope you guys found this helpful. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you know any other really good transient shapers, or if you also use Smack Attack. Please do consider smashing that like button and subscribe if you want to see more tutorials on good plugins and good production tips. I also just released my debut EP called Beyond the Walls. Please feel free to check that out and let me know what you think. And yeah, all right, till next time. Peace out, guys. Stay safe. All right.